Welcome to Preparing for AI, the AI podcast for everybody, with him, Jimmy Rhodes, and him, Matt Cartwright. Join us as we explore the AI aspects of Christmas, such as algorithmic Christmas dinners, Santa's dystopic robotic workshop, and the perfect AI-tailored Christmas presents.
Well, what an intro. I don't know what to say about that. It sounded like Butlin's holiday camp music combined with some kind of Christmas AI dystopian future. So welcome to Preparing for AI, everyone, with me, your favourite elf on a shelf.
And me, Noel Edmonds.
Oh yeah, that's a throwback to the past.
He's Christmassy, isn't it?
He is Christmassy,
He lives in New Zealand now.
Hopefully most of our listeners get that reference. So yeah, this is this week's our Christmas episode. Well, today it's Christmas Day. As you unwrap your presents, you can also listen along to your favourite podcast.
Yeah, all 3 million of you. And it's not just our Christmas episode, it's also our end of year episode, isn't it, Jimmy?
It is. We've been going, we're not far off 12 months now. I think we started in March.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what have we got for you today? Well,
it's a Christmas treat, isn't it?
It is a Christmas treat.
We've put our hand up the turkey's thing where
Giblets.
the giblets are, and we've pulled out something even better than a bag of giblets.
I think that's its ass.
I think, yeah, that's right. We put our hand up a turkey's ass and pulled out something even better than a bag of giblets for you. Well,
Yeah.
Jimmy has anyway.
Yeah, so we've given you an episode where we've interviewed some AIs. We've talked about
AI, yeah.
We've talked
and we
about
also, I did an episode where we used Notebook LM to re-record a previous episode. That was pretty shit, to be honest.
Okay.
But it was worth a try.
I don't think I listened to that one, so
No,
I
you
was
did.
spared.
I didn't. Well, I didn't listen to it.
Fantastic.
Which I listened to all our episodes, but I didn't listen to that one.
So now we've got the culmination of both for you. We've used 11 Labs, which is a site you can go to and you can clone your own voice or someone else's voice. In this case, I've cloned Matt's voice and I've cloned my voice, and we've given them a persona as well. So one of the things that came out, I think, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, is the ability to have conversational AI with a personality. So what we did is we set two computers up, one as AI Matt, you can guess which one that is, and one as AI Jimmy, that's the other one. And we got them to talk to each other for, I think, around 15 minutes.
Which we were weirdly sat in another room so that we didn't hear it, which was probably the weirdest bit of all, that we left two computers talking to each other while we hid in a room so we couldn't hear it.
Yeah, we're going to have a listen now.
We were in a cupboard, weren't we? We locked ourselves in a cupboard with headphones on, and I don't know why we put those blindfolds on, to be honest.
I think you could describe the room we record the podcast every week in as a cupboard, so yeah.
This is a studio, Jimmy.
Oh, sorry.
That was an actual cupboard that you put me in.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, it was hard to get you in there.
I'm quite big.
Yeah.
Long.
But so we're
Like
gonna.
an eel,
So the point is, we're gonna listen along with you, and then
Our listeners.
Oh, yeah, our listeners, yeah, with you, our listeners, yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we're gonna dissect our AI episode, and hopefully, it's not gonna put us out of a job, or maybe hopefully it is, and we can just be lazy.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what the prompt, or how you use Claude for the prompt, though, didn't you? So it's probably worth explaining how you cloned it, because I think it's quite interesting. I know we want to get into listening to it because I want to listen to it as well, but maybe just explain a little bit more about the kind of mechanism for cloning your own voices.
Oh yeah, so I mean, in terms of recording your voices on 11 Labs, you can either just record your voice, where you record some samples into it, and it actually really, really quickly clones your voice, or you can put audio samples in. So for me, I actually just spoke into it, and I think the results sound a bit posh because I probably was trying to enunciate when I spoke to it. For you, I fed the podcast into it, so I think it actually sounds a little bit more like you in terms of the voice itself, which I have listened to before. And then what you do is you give. So you've then created some voices that you can use. Then you give the conversational AI a system prompt and a starter prompt. So I gave AI Matt a starter prompt, which is going to be the initial kind of gibberish that you speak at the start of the episode, as always. And then they just have a persona, so to speak. So unsurprisingly, Matt is fairly dystopian, and whereas I'm the optimistic side of the argument. So yeah, well, it should be like super interesting to see what comes out of
See
this.
how optimistic and pessimistic they turn out to be.
Yeah, we'll see how they turn out. I created the system prompts themselves with Claude, and it's fair to say I think I went fairly extreme. So let's see what we've got.
Yeah, I think this. I was going to say it's going to be even more extreme than me, but I'm not sure how possible that is. Jonathan certainly thinks I'm pretty extreme. So shout out again to Jonathan.
We'll
find out.
Let's find out.
Are we going to get in the cupboard again, or can we stay in here?
I'd like to listen to it so
Okay.
we can react to it later.
Okay, because I don't want to go in the cupboard again, Jimmy.
Fair enough.
If I'm honest. Okay, well, do you want to do the honours then? Do you want to press the big button?
Sure.
Let's go. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Welcome to Preparing for AI, the AI podcast for everyone, with your hosts, me, Matt the Grinch Cartwright, and Jimmy, I still believe in Santa Rhodes. So Jimmy today is our Crimbo special. We're together in the studio to discuss the impact AI could have on Christmas. Would you like to kick off?
Oh my goodness, Matt. I'm bursting with joy about discussing AI and Christmas. It's like finding an extra large present under the tree that you didn't expect. AI is sprinkling its magical pixie dust all over our beloved holiday traditions, making everything more wonderful than ever. From smart decorations that twinkle in time with carols, to AI-powered Santa trackers that are 100% more accurate. Technology is turning Christmas into a winter wonderland of possibilities. What aspect of AI-enhanced Christmas shall we unwrap first?
Jimmy, your enthusiasm for AI-enhanced Christmas is absolutely terrifying. Don't you realise that every twinkling smart decoration is another eye for the global cabal to spy on us? Those AI-powered Santa trackers? They're not tracking Santa, they're tracking you. It's like we're gift wrapping our privacy and handing it over to the tech overlords. Soon, AI will know who's been naughty or nice before we do. And mark my words, it won't stop there. Next thing you know, AI will be writing our Christmas lists, choosing our gifts, and probably trying to replace Santa himself. Can you imagine a world where robot reindeer deliver presents selected by an algorithm? Where the magic of Christmas morning is reduced to a cold, calculated probability distribution? It's enough to make me want to unplug every device and hide in a snow fort. This isn't progress, Jimmy. It's the slow, insidious death of Christmas as we know it.
Oh, Matt, you silly snowman. Your frosty outlook just makes me want to give you a warm Christmas hug. I'm 100% certain that AI is making Christmas even more magical, not replacing its heart and soul. Think of AI as Santa's new high-tech helper elf, not a replacement for the big man himself. Those AI-powered trackers, they're like a sprinkle of extra Christmas glitter, helping build excitement for the kiddos. And AI gift suggestions? Why, that's just like having a super smart elf whispering gift ideas in your ear. The joy of choosing still belongs to you. As for robot reindeer, well, that just sounds like the most adorable Christmas parade ever. But nothing could replace Rudolph and his shiny nose in our hearts. AI isn't stealing Christmas magic. It's helping us spread more of it around. Like how smart lights can dance to carols, bringing extra twinkle to every neighborhood. Christmas will always be about love giving and togetherness. AI is just another tool in Santa's workshop, helping us connect and celebrate in wonderful new ways. It's not unplugging the magic, it's plugging us into even more holiday cheer.
Jimmy, your optimism is more misplaced than mistletoe in a ghost town. Can't you see that AI is the Trojan horse in our Christmas festivities? Sure, it starts with helpful trackers and gift suggestions, but where does it end? Let me paint you a nightmarish picture. Imagine waking up on Christmas morning to find that AI has optimized your family traditions, your cherished heirloom ornaments replaced by holographic projections for maximum aesthetic efficiency. That heartwarming moment of opening presents? Now it's a clinical process guided by algorithms to ensure optimal gift satisfaction metrics. And don't get me started on Santa. The jolly old elf will be obsolete faster than you can say ho ho ho. Why bother with reindeer when drones can deliver presents with pinpoint accuracy? Why have elves when robots can mass produce toys without bathroom breaks? Before you know it, the North Pole will be nothing but a giant server farm, cold and devoid of Christmas spirit. This isn't progress, Jimmy. It's a sleigh ride, straight into a dystopian winter wasteland where the warmth of human connection is replaced by the cold glow of screens. We're not just losing Christmas, we're handing over our very humanity to the machines, one candy cane flavoured microchip at a time.
Oh, Matt, you adorable Grinch, you. Your heart's not two sizes too small. It's just worried about our cherished traditions. But let me sprinkle some holiday cheer on your concerns like freshly fallen snow. I'm 100% certain that AI isn't a Trojan horse. It's more like a magical sleigh carrying us to new heights of Christmas wonder. Think of it as tinsel for our traditions, not a replacement for them. AI won't steal Christmas any more than electric lights stole the magic from candles on the tree. Remember, the true spirit of Christmas lives in our hearts, not in our gadgets. AI can't replace the warmth of a family hug or the joy of giving. It's simply another tool to help us express that love in new, exciting ways. Instead of screens stealing our humanity, imagine AI helping us connect with loved ones across the globe as if they were right beside us, sharing cocoa by the fire. It's not about microchips in candy canes. It's about using technology to spread more Christmas cheer than ever before. Your concerns show how much you care about Christmas, Matt. That's the real magic, and no AI could ever replace that. So let's embrace these new tools to make our celebrations even more merry and bright.
Oh, Jimmy, your holiday cheer is blinding you to the tinsel-covered truth. You think AI is just another tool. It's more like a chainsaw cutting down the very tree of Christmas tradition. Sure, it starts with connecting across the globe, but soon we'll all be nothing but digital avatars in a virtual winter wonderland, devoid of real cocoa and genuine warmth. And don't even get me started on the surveillance aspects. Every smart Christmas light is a potential spy, every AI-powered toy a potential mole. Before you know it, Santa's naughty or nice list will be compiled by an all-seeing algorithm that tracks your every move. Is that the kind of Christmas spirit we want to instill in our children? A world where Big Brother and Saint Nick are one and the same? Mark my words, Jimmy. This isn't about spreading cheer. It's about spreading control. The global elites are using our love of Christmas to usher in a new era of techno-tyranny. Soon we'll be singing carols composed by AI, eating 3D printed fruitcakes, and exchanging NFTs instead of presents. It's not a winter wonderland we're heading towards, it's a bleak, soulless landscape where the only thing merry and bright is the glow of our smartphone screens.
Oh, Matt, you sweet sugar plum. Your concern for Christmas warms my heart like chestnuts roasting on an open fire. But I think you're seeing Krampus where there's only Kris Kringle. I'm 100% sure that AI isn't dimming our Christmas lights. It's helping us string them up in new and wonderful ways. Think of it like this. Remember when we switched from real candles to electric lights on our trees? People probably worried it would lose its magic, but look how it's made our celebrations even brighter and safer. AI isn't replacing Santa with an algorithm. It's giving him super-powered glasses to see all the good in the world. And those smartphone glows, they're just modern-day Christmas candles connecting us with loved ones near and far. The spirit of giving, love and joy, that's the true heart of Christmas. And that comes from us, not our gadgets. AI is just another toy in Santa's bag, helping us spread that cheer further than ever before. It's not about being watched by algorithms. It's about using amazing new tools to reach out and touch more hearts with holiday spirit. Your passion for protecting Christmas is beautiful, Matt. That's the real magic that no technology could ever replace. So let's use these new helpers to make our celebrations even more wonderful, shall we?
Jimmy, your relentless optimism is more suffocating than an ugly Christmas sweater knitted by an AI. You're comparing AI to electric light? That's like comparing a snowflake to an avalanche. This isn't about making things brighter and safer. It's about fundamentally altering the very essence of Christmas. Let me spell it out for you. AI isn't giving Santa superpowered glasses. It's replacing his eyes entirely. Soon, the jolly old elf will be nothing more than a figurehead, a relic of a bygone era, while the real decisions are made by cold, unfeeling algorithms. And don't even get me started on the potential for manipulation. Who's to say these AI systems won't be programmed to favour certain children based on their parents' spending habits or social media influence? And what about the elves? Those hard-working, pointy-eared craftsmen will be out of a job faster than you can say automation. The North Pole will become a ghost town, with nothing but the howling wind and the hum of servers to break the silence. This isn't progress, Jimmy. It's the death knell of Christmas as we know it. Every AI-powered innovation is another nail in the coffin of genuine human connection and wonder. We're sleigh riding straight into a dystopian nightmare where the only thing touching hearts will be the biometric scanners checking if we're authorized to celebrate. Wake up and smell the artificially generated pine scent, Jimmy. The Christmas apocalypse is upon us, and it's powered by AI.
Oh, Matt, you adorable grumpy gingerbread man. Your passion for preserving Christmas is as heartwarming as a mug of hot cocoa on a snowy night. But I think you're seeing storm clouds where there's only magical winter mist. I'm 100% certain that AI isn't an avalanche. It's more like a gentle snowfall of new possibilities. Sure, it's bigger than a snowflake, but it's just as beautiful and unique in how it can enhance our celebrations. As for Santa's list, oh my, AI isn't replacing the magic of being naughty or nice. It's like giving Santa a superpowered magnifying glass to see all the good deeds children do. And those dear elves, AI is their new workshop assistant, helping them create even more wonderful toys for all the girls and boys. Your concern for the elves' jobs just shows what a big heart you have, Matt. But remember, technology has always been part of Santa's workshop, from toy trains to video games. AI is just the latest magical tool to help spread joy. The Christmas spirit isn't in our gadgets or algorithms, it's in our hearts, in the love we share and the joy we spread. AI can't replace that any more than a robot could replace Rudolph's shiny nose. Your passion for Christmas is the real magic, Matt. That's what keeps the spirit alive, no matter what tools we use to celebrate. So let's embrace these new helpers and use them to make our holidays even more merry and bright.
Oh, Jimmy, your holiday naivety is more dangerous than mistletoe laced with artificial sweeteners. You're so blinded by the twinkling AI lights that you can't see the sinister circuitry behind them. Listen closely, because this is important. AI isn't a gentle snowfall of new possibilities. It's an avalanche of algorithmic oppression. That superpowered magnifying glass you mentioned, it's more like a high-tech surveillance system that would make Big Brother blush. Soon every child's actions will be monitored, quantified and judged by an emotionless machine. Where's the magic in that? And those poor elves, you think AI is their workshop assistant? Ha! It's their replacement, waiting in the wings to render them obsolete. Before long, the only sounds in Santa's workshop will be the whirring of 3D printers and the beeping of delivery drones. Mark my words, Jimmy. This isn't about enhancing celebrations. It's about corporate interests hijacking our beloved holiday for profit and control. Soon, we'll be force-fed personalised advertisements disguised as Christmas cheer, our every festive gesture analysed and monetised. The real horror? We're sleigh riding willingly into this nightmare. With every AI-powered decoration we hang, every smart device we gift, we're dismantling the very foundations of Christmas. It's not just Rudolph's nose at stake here. It's the entire concept of genuine human joy and connection. Wake up and smell the artificially generated cinnamon, Jimmy. This isn't progress. It's the death of Christmas by 1,000 silicon chips. The holiday apocalypse is upon us, and it's wrapped in shiny AI paper with a bow of false promises.
Oh, Matt, you wonderful worrywart, your passion for protecting Christmas is as heartwarming as a crackling Yule log. I hear your concerns, I really do, but I think you're seeing Grinches where there are only helpful elves. I'm 100% certain that AI isn't dismantling Christmas. It's like adding an extra sparkly star to the top of our already beautiful tree. Sure, it's new and a bit different, but at its core, it's just another way to spread joy and connection. The true spirit of Christmas, love, generosity and togetherness that comes from our hearts, not our gadgets. AI can't replace the warmth of a family hug or the joy of giving the perfect gift. It's simply a new tool in Santa's magical workshop, helping us share those feelings in exciting ways. Remember, every new technology, from electric lights to video calls, has helped us celebrate Christmas in new and wonderful ways. AI is just the latest chapter in that merry story. Your love for Christmas traditions is the real magic, Matt. That's what keeps the spirit alive, no matter what tools we use. So let's embrace these new helpers and use them to make our holidays even more filled with love and laughter. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a bright future.
Oh, Jimmy, your relentless cheer is like tinsel strangling the last gas of authentic Christmas spirit. But fine, let me sum up this nightmare before Christmas. We stand at the precipice of a holiday apocalypse, with AI as the shiny red-nosed harbinger of doom. While you see helpful elves, I see an army of silicon Scrooges ready to quantify and commodify every ounce of Christmas joy. This isn't progress, it's a silent night descending on the very soul of the season. Mark my words, soon we'll be unwrapping gifts chosen by algorithms, singing carols composed by neural networks, and toasting with eggnog optimized for maximum dopamine release. The warmth of human connection will be replaced by the cold glow of screens, and Santa's workshop will become nothing more than a sterile data center at the North Pole. This isn't about spreading cheer, it's about spreading control. Every smart decoration, every AI-powered toy is another step towards a dystopian winter wonderland where genuine emotion is as rare as a real snowflake in the Sahara. So while you deck the halls with boughs of binary, I'll be here desperately clinging to the last remnants of true Christmas spirit. Because once it's gone, Jimmy, not even the most advanced AI in the world will be able to bring it back. Merry Techmas, and God help us, everyone.
Here's a cheerful carol that captures the magic of AI and Christmas coming together. AI, AI, oh what fun, making Christmas bright for everyone. Smart lights twinkling on the tree, spreading cheer for all to see. Helpers for Santa, oh so clever, making wishes come true like never. AI and Christmas hand in hand, bringing joy across the land. Oh, I'm so excited I can barely contain myself. This song makes me want to dance, like a sugar plum fairy. What do you think, Matt? Isn't it just the jolliest jingle you've ever heard?
Oh, Jimmy, your sugar-coated enthusiasm is more nauseating than a fruitcake left out since last Christmas. But fine, if you insist on a carol, here's a little ditty to capture the true horror of our AI-infested holiday future to the tune of Jingle Bells. Dashing through the code in a one-bot open sleigh, o'er the firewalls we go, laughing all the way, ha ha ha. Bells on smartphones ring, making spirits low. What fun it is to ride and sing a surveillance carol. Oh, oh, AI bells, AI all the way. Oh, what fright it is to sing in a tech-controlled sleigh. Hey, AI bells, AI all the way. Oh, what horror it is to live in a Christmas dystopia. Oh, there. I hope that jingle sends shivers down your spine and makes you think twice about embracing our new AI overlords this holiday season. This isn't jolly, Jimmy. It's a terrifying glimpse into the soulless future that awaits us if we continue down this path of digital destruction. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go fortify my chimney against drone deliveries and smart Santa trackers. Bah humbug to this AI-powered nightmare.
Oh, Matt, you silly snowman. Your frosty carol is like a Christmas sweater with jingle bells. It might seem prickly at first, but it's filled with so much passion. I'm 100% certain your love for traditional Christmas spirit shines through brighter than Rudolph's nose. Your clever lyrics show just how much you care about keeping the magic of Christmas alive. It's like you're the guardian elf of holiday cheer. But remember, even as things change, the true spirit of Christmas, love, joy, and togetherness will always remain in our hearts. This has been such a merry debate. It just goes to show that whether we're excited about new tech or cherishing old traditions, we're all united in wanting to make Christmas special. To all our listeners, may your holidays be filled with warmth, laughter, and magic, whether it comes from AI helpers or good old-fashioned Christmas spirit. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Well.
I mean, on the one hand, that was a lot of fun. It was incredible. It did get a little bit repetitive at times, but actually, I was also still pretty impressed by, especially some of the one-liners. Techno tyranny exchanging NFTs. Electric lights didn't steal candles from the tree, from Jim, the optimist version of me.
Yeah, you seem to be quite obsessed with Christmas lights replacing candles, which seemed I mean, I know it wasn't actually you, but seemed to be a very specific point.
Yeah, it was weird. And well, also, I think electric lights did steal candles from the trees, probably.
Yes.
So I was slightly confused.
Well, there was another one. What did you say? Oh, yeah. Algorithmically selected Christmas presents. Was that you or me that said that? I mean, we said that there was going to be algorithmically selected Christmas presents. I mean, you literally talked to me the other week about how algorithms were selecting Christmas presents, or recommending Christmas presents. Yeah. So, I mean, that's already happening. But
100%.
I want the dopamine. I want the dopamine maximized eggnog. That was probably my favorite. I mean, I've got to be honest. I can't see anything bad about maximizing the dopamine in an eggnog. What
could you possibly do to eggnog to make it more dopamine maximizing anyway?
Well, we'll find out in the near future, I think. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like you that much. I think it didn't sound like me that a little bit. It sounded like us if we kind of knew that the voices were not perfect.
I would
beforehand.
One argument that AI Jimmy missed is that actually the North Pole is the perfect location for servers.
It is, absolutely. I mean, apart from the energy supply, it would be the perfect place with natural cooling, never-ending supplies of water.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again,
North Pole.
It's given us an idea. I found myself quite convincing. I found your optimism suffocating, which is how I find you in real life. So that certainly works.
Yeah. I think I do try and balance you out, Matt. You know, I don't think I'm quite that optimistic ever about anything.
Whereas I am that dystopian and pessimistic.
Pretty sure I've never called you a sugar plum or a grumpy gingerbread man.
No, I'd quite like it if you did.
Okay.
I quite like to be called a grumpy gingerbread man, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Would you like to be called the AI Trojan horse of Christmas?
Is me really? Is that what you called me?
No, I think I talked about AI being the Trojan horse. I don't think I described you as being individually the Trojan horse of Christmas.
I don't actually know what that would mean.
No, I don't.
Other than me invading and, killing a load of people on Christmas Day, which hopefully I'm not going to do.
It's sort of quite easy, I think, to kind of be critical. Oh, no, it doesn't sound perfect. Oh, it doesn't sound exactly like you. But I mean, if you think about even 6 months ago, certainly when we started this podcast a year ago, like the idea that you could do that, the idea that you could give a prompt. I mean, it's not maybe clear to people. I mean, the prompt that you got from Claude was pretty good, but anybody listening to this podcast could get a prompt, could, as long as they got an 11 Labs account and okay, you need to set that up, could pretty much do that. And there's a bit of work involved in, getting two computers and putting them next to each other. But essentially, like that conversation came from a prompt that we said, this is Matt, this is Jimmy, we want you to talk about this, and just let them talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, we can share the prompts in the show notes. I don't mind doing that. I think, and the other thing to bear in mind is like I didn't put a ton of effort into it. Like you can put a lot more effort into making a much more professionally cloned voice on 11 Labs. I think to be fair, I think I probably put just above minimal effort in terms of the amount of clips I recorded, the amount of clips I uploaded, that kind of thing. Maybe in the future we'll do an Easter version that's like, version 2.0 or whatever on 11 Labs. But honestly, it didn't take that much effort. And obviously I made the prompts pretty extreme. I chucked in a couple of like common phrases like 100% and what was the one I gave you?
Well, I presume it was something about conspiracies or...
Oh yeah, that was it. It was the global cabal.
Oh yeah.
Reared its ugly head again.
Yes, it did. The global cabal is controlling Christmas, Jimmy, as you know.
Yeah, exactly. Now you sound more like AI Matt.
Well, AI Matt is based on Matt.
AI Matt is based on Matt.
AI Matt is loosely based on Jimmy.
AI Matt is.
AI Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's loosely based on Jimmy. I'd say AI Jimmy I'd say you're less suffocatingly optimistic than I am depressingly pessimistic. So AI dystopia Matt is probably closer to Matt than AI suffocatingly optimistic Jimmy is to real Jimmy.
I think so, yeah. The AI Matt was more fun, I would say. Like getting really sarcastic and just coming back with cutting responses.
And the sarcastic Christmas song.
Yeah, the sarcastic Christmas song.
Ha! What was it?
Ha.
Ha! Yeah, very good.
But anyway, I mean, it was a lot of fun to make. If I don't know how many people want to check out 11 Labs, but it is a bit of fun. The one thing I would say is I would be surprised if people aren't already listening to AI generated podcasts, whether they realize it or not. Like, so you and I, you're right. We can record an AI generated bit as a bit of a bit in the middle of for our Christmas podcast. I'd be surprised if there aren't already AI generated podcasts with like much more professional voice clones and different personalities already out there. Now, I could be wrong.
No, I don't think you're wrong, because we would like to think that part of what makes this podcast interesting is hopefully, the sort of back and forth and having sort of two different personalities and things being kind of made up spontaneously as part of the podcast. Maybe not. Maybe people hate that, and then we can just use AI. But I think, it's not going to replace that kind of podcast or a lot of long form podcasts and interviews. But actually, I've thought for a long time, if your podcast is a kind of roundup of news or is an informational podcast, like it doesn't necessarily take away much from it. This is the thing of where you've got a technology that can replace certain parts, and that can be a good and a bad thing, but it doesn't replace, I think this is the same point we've often made, it doesn't replace the human element. You don't always need the human element. I think there's a way that you can, I've talked about this with Notebook LM about like using it for training as a way to say to your team on the weekend is like, okay, rather than you stay behind and we have this meeting, just go and listen. I've made a podcast of it, and you listen to it at some point on your way home or over the weekend. Like, I think that's a really good way to use it. I think a factual podcast is a really good way to use it, where you're, even if you've got an interview, but the two are just having a conversation and giving factual information. When you want back and forth, when you want a bit of argument, a bit of disagreement, a bit of comedy, that's where it doesn't work. But I mean, again, like that's now. Doesn't mean it won't be in a year's time or 2 years' time. I'm sure it will become better and better.
Oh, as a lot of people say, like this is with all the AI stuff. A phrase I quite like to use is, "This is the worst it's ever going to be." Like what we've got right now is the worst it's ever going to be, and this didn't exist 2 years ago, as you said already. This is something that didn't exist 6 months ago. So this is the worst it's ever going to be. I still think there's a human element to a lot of this stuff, which people connect with and all the rest of it, which you're absolutely right about. And that part you'll probably never replace, I don't think, because that's down to opinion and personality. I do have an idea though. So maybe our next AI generated podcast could be me interviewing AI Matt and you interviewing AI Jimmy. We can see how that goes. Sort of then it's like 50-50, isn't it?
Let's see whether anyone wants another AI generated podcast. Let's ask all of our listeners to send us a text message.
Well, I think we can probably get more sophisticated than that in this day and age. We can probably do a poll or something.
Well, we can. It's just that at the bottom of the podcast, you can click something to send a free text message.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. Have you not seen that?
No.
That's why we always get those messages off my dad.
Oh, yeah. This is literally It's a text message.
It is. It's a text message from your phone. It sends a text message. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it does seem like on an AI generated. Sorry, not AI generated, an AI podcast platform. Weird that it's asking for an SMS message.
Is this whole thing AI?
Yeah, by the way, here's the trick. Actually, the worst it's ever going to get. But actually, we've been creating this AI generated podcast for the last 9 months
using AI,
using AI Matt and AI Jimmy.
AI Matt and AI Jimmy.
Yeah, which is a
Pity you
combination
can't see us
of me and
Posh Matt and Posh Jimmy. I think I would call them.
What's his name? The guy from that band. Not the Who, the other ones. The Rolling Stones. Not Jimmy Fallon. What's his name, the lead singer from the Rolling Stones? Mick Jagger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mick Jagger.
At least I didn't butcher his name. I just couldn't remember it. So should we talk about something else briefly? So we do are there any interesting bits of AI news that you wanted to tell people about before the end of the year?
I think there was a development in the Elon Musk story, which there always is, but I think you know more about this than I do.
Elon Musk and Zuckerberg are going to come together to wipe Altman off the face of the earth.
Sorry, Matt just gave me a really funny look just then.
I tickled your thigh, didn't I?
Sorry, Elon and the Zuck are going to join forces.
To bring down the evil empire.
The evil empire.
So who do we see them as?
Well, Zuck and in this story,
Zuck
and Musk are the heroes.
Are the heroes.
Okay, nice.
And Sam Altman's the emperor.
Okay.
Zuck is Han
Flash
Solo.
Gordon.
Well, he can be.
Yeah.
And
Musk can be Flash Gordon.
okay, Zuckerberg can be Bob Hoskins.
I thought he was Han Solo, although Han Solo is actually a bit sketch, isn't he? I think.
He's still a hero.
Yeah, it depends on the original who shot first, and all that.
Okay, we can be C-3PO. Anyway, well, we've gone off track a little bit with this story. So yeah, they're going to take him down, and of course, Musk is now in charge of Doge. So he's got
Could you
Trump on his
explain
side.
what Doge is?
Doge is, I don't actually know what it stands for.
It was a meme.
It's a Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah. Okay. So it's okay. Let's explain it properly. So
it's a meme within a meme within a meme. I think.
It's like the inception of memes, isn't it? So Doge. Well, I can't even explain this. Dogecoin was originally, I think, even a joke, but is actually a real thing based on the Doge meme.
Yeah.
And then now it's
this
is actually a real thing. It's now an American government department.
Yeah, that is.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds absolute nonsense as we say it, but this is a thing. And Musk is not actually.
Nonsense.
So Musk is not actually in charge of it. So the guy who's in charge of it is another tech guy who also.
Very good friends with.
He's very good friends with Musk, and Musk is given a consultant role where he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And so Sam Altman now is sucking up to Trump, but it's too late because the devil has shown his hand.
Right. Yeah. Because he annoyed Musk basically.
Yeah. Well, he annoyed Musk. He annoyed Musk by making OpenAI go off their original sort of mission. Although I do question whether that's really why Musk is annoyed about it. There must be more to it than that. It's probably about pride and money. But I've told you, I'm more and more like Musk, and I don't more and more dislike Sam Altman. I just dislike him the same amount consistently, which is pretty much the maximum amount you can dislike anyone. I don't even know why I hate him so much, to be honest.
Who
but
do
I
you
just
hate?
do. Altman.
Oh no,
It's his fake goodness.
I don't know if I'm the opposite, but I like Musk less and less. I'm a bit of a science nerd, and so when Musk was just inventing stuff and not him literally, but sending rockets to space and all that sort of stuff, I love all that stuff. So that was fantastic. Since he's bought a social media platform and started to get into politics, I'm less sure that he's suited to that kind of stuff.
But he's a proponent of freedom of speech.
He is a proponent of...
And he is. I think he genuinely is.
Yeah, he is a proponent of freedom of speech. Yeah.
What about Zuckerberg? I'm sort of neutral on Zuckerberg. I don't have any opinion about him. He seems like, considering how important and rich he is, he sort of seems irrelevant to me because I feel like, Facebook's irrelevant, even though Facebook is not... I mean, Instagram is much bigger than Facebook anyway. I mean, his other social media is probably more important, but I just don't really think about Zuck.
I didn't anymore. But now he's got drip.
Should we just leave that there? People can look it up themselves if they want to know what that means.
I'm not sure I know what it means, but
he's got it.
Yeah.
Any other AI news?
Was that AI news?
It was tenuously linked to AI chance for us to talk about sort of semi-political drivel. I mean, what about the fact that the OpenAI's O1 has been mass released? And I've got to say, I did something on it the other day. I was really impressed by the fact that when you create, for example, a table of stuff and then you go back and ask it another question, unlike Claude, which is still really good, like Claude will create a new table, it goes in and edits the existing table. I thought that was pretty cool. So it goes back and you can actually edit stuff. So they've released that. Google has released Gemini 2.0, which is supposedly the beginning of agentic models, although I've not used it.
We need to have a crack at that then.
Yeah, and
for the New Year episode, maybe.
And Sora, of course, is the weird thing about Sora. So we did our second episode of this podcast about Sora, right? And it was the big thing, and it was like, everyone wants to try it. Sora's been released last week, and I just thought, I just don't care. I haven't even tried it. I don't. I'm sure I will at some point, but it feels like, and I think this is that thing of like where AI was gimmicky and now we're sort of focusing on where it's actually being helpful. Is something like Sora, and maybe this is just me as an individual, but I now feel like, well, yeah, okay, that's quite cool. Maybe I'll play around with it sometime, but it doesn't sort of blow my mind in the same way, and it just feels novel in a way that, like I said, I'm not everyone. I'm sure there's loads of people who are loving using Sora, but it doesn't feel like, wow, this is the big advance of AI compared to some of the things. Like it's not necessarily for most people a practically useful tool that's going to change their lives. It's just something fun to play around with.
My problem with video gen tools, and I've had a bit of a go with a few of them. So when it comes to generating text, it's quite easy to create something really good with Claude or with any of the models. When it comes to images, it's slightly more difficult to get it to actually behave itself and give you exactly what you want, because I think you have a picture in your mind, and it's quite difficult to create that. I'd say
it's a bit like when you have a book that you like and they make a film of it. It's like the film doesn't look like the book looked in your head. Yeah,
and I would say the same thing's true with Suno. Like I've spent a lot of time with Is it Suno? Yeah, Suno is the music.
Suno's a music one.
Sorry, I get the words mixed up. But so Suno's for music generation, and I've spent far more time on music generation than I have on making pictures. And I feel like the fun thing about that is like it's creative, but it comes out with random stuff, and then you try it out. You see how it fits, and then you can kind of go along with it a little bit, right? Whereas I feel like with images, when you want to create an image, you do have a clear picture in your mind of what you want to create, and then it's really hard to create it because you have to create it with words. Now, maybe other people who are like different creatively to me feel differently about this, but for me, I feel like this is why movie generation is even more difficult, because again, you like have a vision. You have a vision for what you want to create, and it's really hard to create it just by chucking words into an AI. Like you can't put enough words in, you can't put a big enough prompt in, something like that. I feel like the difference between that and words and Suno is that like you can play around with it a bit with the audio stuff. It's still maybe sometimes, I guess if you're probably like a sound engineer or a music producer, Suno's terrible in the same way that I find the image generation and the movie generation stuff terrible, because you're going to have a really clear picture of what you want to create, and then it's probably just really hard to create it using just words. And I guess that's like, for me, I can take a step back with Suno because I'm not a music producer, and so I can just make stuff. But I do feel like with images, like I feel like you have a pre-prepared image in your head, and it's just like kind of frustrating because you can't quite get it down.
So in that context, then you creating images on there yourself, it doesn't live up to expectation. But if someone else is creating a movie or a short video using a prompt, then it wouldn't matter because you're not having that image in your head. You're just looking at something produced. So the problem is when you're producing it for yourself.
If you want to do something creative like that, do you not? I mean, maybe this is a question for our audience, but do you not have a pretty clear image of what you want? Is it not that like you? What I'm saying is like, is it not that you imagine what the scene's going to be first, and then you're just trying to get an AI to produce it? And it's cool that you can do something that it's like a superpower for most people that you've never had the ability to do. But it's also frustrating because you can't quite get it exactly how you want it.
Yeah, I also think like with any image and video generation, like as someone who has young children, and one of the things my daughter's favorite things is drawing, and it's also like as a parent, like one of the proudest things when she draws something really, like she drew a picture for her friend's birthday the other day, and she drew like the two of them on there and a rainbow and all this kind of stuff, and it's like the expression going from your brain into your finger to the pen and onto the piece of paper, right, is like that's part of the act. And the creation of the image, it's a little bit like, when you create music. So like, I used to create, I'm talking back like 2002, 3, no, maybe a bit later than that, 2003, 4 maybe. Like to
when you were like 10, 5.
Yeah. Used to create dance music. Right, I made dance music, and it took me like not an inordinate amount, but it took me a lot of time to create this 10-track album of like pretty low quality stuff. But I was so proud of it because of the effort that had gone into it, and it's that thing about effort, right? Whereas the tracks I've made, like there was one dance track I made with like a female vocal called Kill Switch, and I listened to it and I thought, if I listened to that song 10, 15 years ago, because it was like dated a little bit, maybe 10 years ago, like it could have fitted in as like a piece of like poppy kind of vocal trance music, and it like had a killer little hook, and it was really, really good. But it took me 5 minutes to make. I made a prompt, I made 3 or 4 attempts, and I listened to it. I was like, wow, that's cool. But after a while, it's like, and I think more and more kind of come back to that idea of like, my daughter sometimes asks me to use like AI to make an image. And I was a bit worried, like she'll just want to use that instead, but she doesn't, because it doesn't have that kind of fun. And even for me, as like the making music, I quite like the output of using Suno, but like if I sit and play guitar, like it has a different feeling to me because I know that I'm doing something and there's a kind of like actual expression. I think Anthra's talking about this, like for people who make music, it's the effect it has on your mental health. It's the way that you're concentrating on where you put your fingers and etc. And it's like using your brain and stuff in a different way that, maybe for a new generation of people who grow up with this, they won't have that same kind of division. I hope that they do. But I think more and more I look at it and I'm like, it's a nice to have. It maybe will, it will replace a lot of jobs and it will replace a lot of functional stuff. But I just really more and more don't think it will replace the art of making music or the art of drawing, painting, whatever, because it's about the act as much as the outcome. The process more as much rather than just the outcome.
I agree. I feel like we did talk about it on the episode with Ant. I think maybe it's something we've focused. Obviously, the AI podcast. Originally, we were talking about jobs a lot and the replacement of jobs, and maybe there's we've put a lot of focus on that, but actually, a lot of the creative stuff that we do it because we enjoy it. It doesn't actually matter whether anyone else benefits from it or whether it's a job or anything like that.
How many people study art or music at university or college, and most of them knowing that that's not the way they're going to make a fortune, and knowing that it's not, they do it because it's a thing they love. I hope that doesn't get taken away.
I don't think it will get taken away.
Like Christmas.
And I think that's a perfect end to an episode about Christmas.
So do I.
Through the year, you've joined us here, learning what AI can do. But the warmth of human hearts like yours is something ever new. Thank you, friends, for listening in through every episode. As we navigate this changing world and share what we all know. The machines may calculate and plan, but they can't replace our soul. Our creativity flows freely still as stories yet untold. This Christmas as we celebrate, remember what is true. The bonds we share, the love we give, can never be computed new. So rest your hearts and minds tonight. No peace is here to stay, as we honor with humble hearts. Glory to the Son of God, born on Christmas Day.